walk by faith. You don't know what will happen to you. By the way, if Peter said that, yes, I know him, I was with him, did it mean that they were going to arrest him also? They came for Jesus. Their plan was Jesus. If they wanted the disciple, they would have taken all the disciples. They knew that even John was a disciple and was there. And they knew John. They didn't arrest John. So why was Peter denying? The problem was he was having a problem with the past. In his experience, he has faced arrests many times in these small things. So he said, whether there's arresting, I just deny and leave. He had faced arrests many times and said, you are denying your past will not solve the problem. It will continue binding you. Choose to walk by faith. When you walk by faith, offense will disappear. Pain will disappear. Hearts will disappear. And then you will see peace. You will feel peace. Number 2, I wrote this word. God loved me so much that he decided to heal my painful past, that he may give me hope. When God gives you grace and forgiveness, he will also heal your painful past. So healing the painful past, you can't see it getting healed. You just realize that I was feeling like this, but no, I no longer feel it. That person hurt me, but whenever I meet him, I no longer feel what I was feeling before. That person did, that mother did this to me, but whenever I meet her, I don't longer feel anything that like that in the way I was feeling. That means your painful past has been healed. God, when God is healing our painful past, we don't know. Because it is done in secret. It is done with a system which is not human. But because of his love. How does he do it? He puts hope in you. What makes you not feel that pain again? When you receive the hope from God, you get rejuvenated. And then you feel peace. That's what Jesus did to John. Peter. When Peter denied him, Jesus didn't find him offense with him. Jesus didn't chase him. John says Jesus looked at him. It's Luke who said that. Look how Matthew is the one who said that Jesus, after when 3 times elapsed, then Jesus looked at Peter. And then Peter remembered what he told him in the garden. And Peter wept bitterly because of what he has done. But John doesn't write that. Do you know why? Matthew writes that Peter cried bitterly. Mark writes the same thing. And Luke also writes the same thing. But when John comes to write that incident, he doesn't write the time Peter cried. tawandiika ku kiseera Peetero kye yakaaba.
Why?
Lwaki?
Because John
kubanga Yokaana
doesn't want people to read and to dwell on Peter's past.
tayagala bantu balemere ku byafaayo bya Peetero.
He wants to dwell on Peter's present, the hope.
Ayagala abantu babeere ku ekyo Peetero kye yali awulira mu kiseera ekyo.
That's why when he goes to write about Peter again,
yensonga lwaki bw'awandiika ku Peetero nateera
in chapter 21,
mu ssula eya 21,
he talks about the hope which Christ gives Peter.
ayogera ku ssuubi Katonda lyawa Peetero.
When you read the book of John,
osoma ekitabo kya Yokaana,
you may think Peter didn't cry.
osobola n'okulowooza nti Peetero teyakaaba.
You may think Peter didn't feel anything when he denied Christ.
osobola n'okulaba nga Peetero talina kye yawulira bwe yeegaana Kristo.
Because he simply had the cock crow, and then John ends his message there.
kubanga yawulira buwulizi ng'enkoko ekookolimye, Yokaana ye n'akomyawo olugero lwe.
But he is waiting for the another kind of hope.
naye ng'alinze sayidi eri ey'okusuubi.
They didn't deny Peter.
teyeegaana Peetero.
When Peter came to them,
Peetero bwe yajja gye bali,
John was a witness of Peter denying Christ.
Yokaana yaliwo eyalaba nga Peetero yeegaana Yesu.
Because he was in the courtyard.
kubanga yaliwo,
They were two there.
baaliwo bombi.
But he didn't see right where Peter cried.
naye tawandiika ku Peetero we yakaabira.
But he told Matthew about it.
naye yakinyumizaako Matayo.
And Matthew, when he got it, Matthew also spread it.
era Matayo olwakamu kuba bwe pa n'akasaasaanya.
That's where Mark got it from.
awo Mako we yakafunira.
And Luke also said, I verified Peter cried.
ne Luka n'agamba nange nkakasiza ddala yakaaba.
But John, who brought it, never said it again.
naye ate ye kakireeta teyaddamu kyogera.
Why?
Lwaki?
Because he wants the second part to be effective.
kubanga yayagala feeza eddako wali okubeera nga nkulu nnyo.
If John didn't encourage Peter,
singa Yokaana teyazzaamu Peetero maanyi,
Peter would remain crying because of denying Christ.
Peetero yandisigadde akaaba olw'okubanga yeeganye Yesu.
But John stopped there and then said, I will not talk about it.
naye ye Yokaana akomawo
But
n'atacyogerako.
he said, Peter, let us walk together.
n'agamba Peetero jangu tutambule wamu.
So in chapter 21,
mu ssula eya 21,
the Bible says Peter was very brave now.
nti kati Peetero yali alina obuvumu kati.
He had even forgotten about his crying and his denying Christ.
ye yali yeerabidde dda ebyokwegaana Kristo n'okukaaba.
But he was not sure about serving Christ.
naye nga takakasa mu ngeri y'okuweereza
He
Kristo.
was now living with his brothers as brothers.
kati ng'abeerawo bubezi ne baganda baawo.
So he told his brothers,
n'agamba baganda be,
he was him,
yali ye,
Thomas,
Tomasi,
Nathanael,
Nathanaero,
James, John,
Yakobo,
and there are two others who are not named.
Yokaana n'abalala ababiri abatamenyebwa mannya.
So there were 7 brothers.
baali abooluganda 7.
They all believed Christ.
bonna baali bakkiriza Kristo.
And Peter tells them,
kati Peetero n'abagamba,
you guys, I'm going to fish.
mwenno nzirayo nno kuvuba.
And they all said, we are going with you.
bonna
They
ne
do not
bagamba
believe you.
ffenna tugenda naawe.
When your past is haunting you,
kati ebyafaayo byo biba nga bikulondoola,
and you become a loner,
gwe n'ofuuka n'obeera ng'oli
you begin
wekka,
isolating yourself,
n'otandika okweyawula,
you suffer a lot.
obonaabona nnyo.
So these brothers said, we will not leave this man to go alone.
kati abaganda ne bagamba naye ffe tetugenda muleka agende
He
yekka,
might commit suicide in the lake.
ayinza okwetta.
If he goes and doesn't catch a fish,
bw'anaagenda okukwata ekyennyanja,
if he goes and doesn't catch a fish,
singa anaasala n'atakwata kyennyanja,
he may say, it seems because I denied Christ, that's why I'm not seeing this blessing.
ayinza okugamba olwokubanga neegaana Yesu y'ensonga lwaki sirina
I'd rather die.
kanfe ne bwe nfa kati.
So they say, we cannot go lead this man go to the lake alone.
Ne bagamba tetusobola mumuleka agende ku
So they
nnyanja
went
yekka.
with him to the lake.
Ne bagenda naye ku nnyanja,
And they were with him the whole night.
era ne babeera naye ekiro kiramba
They caught nothing.
nga tebalina kye bakutte.
They continue encouraging one another.
Ne
We will
batandika
do and we will
ne
get
bazzeemu
something.
amaanyi, tujja kubaako kye
When it was
tukwata.
morning,
Bwe bwatuuka ku
they
makya,
looked at the shores and saw a man seated there.
ne batunula ku mbalaba z'ennyanja ne balaba omusajja ng'ayitudde awo.
And John says they told Peter,
Yokaana n'agamba ne
I
bagamba
don't know
Peetero,
why